You ever have that nagging thought that maybe you've already met your soulmate and just completely missed the signs? We all kind of grow up expecting love to hit us like a movie scene, you know? Super obvious, magical, totally unmistakable. But honestly, the way a truly guided connection comes into your life, it's way more subtle. It actually follows a pattern that most of us just don't know how to look for.
So let's just break this down for a second. Over here on the left, this is what we think we're looking for, right? The fireworks, that instant, oh, you're the one feeling, all the drama. But the divine reality? It's usually what you see on the right. It's calm. It's a clarity that kind of grows on you. And it's not some overwhelming feeling. It's a deep, subtle sense of alignment.
And this right here is the biggest mistake so many of us make. We get so caught up looking for those loud, flashy sparks that we completely miss the quiet hum of alignment. See, a connection that's truly meant for you isn't just random luck. It follows a really clear process. So let's get into the 4 patterns that show you it's happening.
All right, let's dive into the very first pattern.
Okay, this one is huge. The right person almost never shows up when you're desperately searching for them. Instead, they seem to appear at the exact moment you finally stopped looking. You know, when you're just focused on your own life, your own growth, and enjoying your own peace.
And here's the key difference. It's not about urgency, it's about timing. An urgent connection feels frantic, almost desperate, but divine timing feels different. It often shows up right after a season of disappointment, right after you finally surrendered and stopped trying to force things. It's not about a needy feeling, it's about the right moment just clicking perfectly into place. And this quote just says it all, doesn't it? When the right person comes along at the right time, it doesn't feel like chaos. It feels like this sudden, quiet clarity. It's a sign that your path and their path have finally, beautifully lined up.
Okay, let's move on to the second pattern. Now this one is a little counterintuitive, so stick with me.
Sometimes, the way God introduces you to the right person is by first taking someone else out of your life. Yeah, a relationship ends out of the blue. A connection you thought was it just fades away. And at the time, it feels like this massive, painful loss.
And this is the core idea right here. Subtraction before addition. Think about it. It is so hard to receive something new and amazing when your hands are full holding on to something that's just not right for you. That breakup that made absolutely no sense, it might have been the universe clearing the path, making the space for what's truly meant for you.
I mean, what a powerful way to reframe things. It suggests that what felt so personal, what felt like you were being rejected, was actually a form of divine protection. It was guiding you away from a future that wasn't yours to begin with.
So we can give this a name: redirection. It's that uncomfortable but totally necessary process of clearing out what doesn't belong to make way for what does.
And this whole idea of redirection leads us perfectly into our third pattern.
You know, before you even meet the one, the real work often has to happen with you. The person you attract into your life is almost always a mirror of who you are. So if your boundaries are blurry or your standards are low, well, you're probably going to attract people who reflect that. The preparation has to start from the inside out.
And this isn't just some vague concept. It happens in really clear steps. First, you finally start learning from your past mistakes in relationships. Then, you stop making excuses for red flags, and you consciously raise your standards. You start valuing things like consistency and respect. And then, because of that huge internal shift, you naturally start attracting a whole different kind of person.
This says everything. That personal growth, it's not just a happy accident. It's literally the preparation. It's what gives you the wisdom to recognize, choose, and actually build a healthy relationship when it finally arrives.
And now for our final pattern, which honestly might be the most overlooked sign of them all.
When the right connection finally shows up, it feels peaceful. It doesn't feel like pressure. There isn't that constant anxiety, that emotional roller coaster, or that feeling like you have to constantly prove that you're good enough.
I mean, just look at this contrast. So many of us are programmed to recognize the stuff on the left, the drama, the highs and lows, the anxiety we've been told is passion. But a truly aligned connection, it's built on everything you see on the right: clarity, stability, trust. And you know what? If you're used to chaos, peace can feel kinda boring at first. But that peace, that's the clearest sign you're in the right place.
So, when you put all 4 of these patterns together, the unexpected timing, the painful redirection, your own internal growth, and that feeling of deep peace, a bigger truth starts to emerge. It was never just about luck. It's all about alignment.
And this is really the ultimate takeaway. The journey isn't just some external hunt for another person. It's an internal process of becoming the person who is finally ready for that kind of love.
This right here is the heart of it all. It's about being ready. All of the experiences, the lessons, the heartbreaks, they weren't detours. They were shaping you, preparing you for what was coming next. So I want to leave you with this thought. What if all those moments that felt like frustrating delays or dead ends were actually guidance? It just reframes the entire journey, doesn't it? You weren't being held back, you were being prepared. And that just leaves one big question to think about. What is your journey preparing you for right now?